Before we get into this video, I want to congratulate Kristen Ryan. I hope I said that right. Kristen Ryan for winning the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales Blu-ray. This is obviously a public announcement on this video. We are also going to comment to you in a pinned comment on this video, and also respond to your comment on the Pirates giveaway video. So you're going to be notified 3 different ways that you have won. So congrats to you. Thank you everybody so much for entering it. We're all big Pirates of the Caribbean fans here. We were really happy to give away one of these, and you guys are an amazing community, really, really nice people that we've gotten to know. So we wish we could give all of you the movie, honestly, but obviously we only did it for one person. So thank you all so much for entering, and enjoy this video. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now, and welcome back to our Pirates of the Caribbean community series. I am Alex, and I'm joined by Tyler, and we're back. We took a break after Pirates 5. We had a ton of content when the movie came out. Obviously, we had our special announcement video a couple weeks ago talking about what the future held for us and what we're going to start doing in the future with these videos. And so here we are. We're starting the every other week process. This video, we're going to talk all about Angelica Teach in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. We're going to address some things that we think about her and what you guys thought about her. We know we've seen a lot of your comments, and we appreciate and thank you guys there was a lot of really good ideas in that special announcement video, a lot of really good video ideas that Tyler and I will definitely be doing, along with videos that we have planned on our own. So the preview is for next time, in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about if it was Jack Sparrow or Johnny Depp, who's to blame for his performance in Pirates 5. We know a lot of people had talked about it being all on Johnny Depp, that he forgot how to play as Jack. Tyler and I think differently than that. So next video in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about that specifically. So this one, we're going to talk about Angelica. Now, Tyler, we absolutely hate her. We don't like the movie. Now, ironically, the movie was on the History Channel last night I watched the whole thing. And I felt like it was actually really good timing for this video that we're doing. So we don't like her. But the comment section actually in our community, like a lot of people, more people than I ever thought, do like her. And a lot of people ask, will she be coming back because of the ending of 4? So let's first address just how we'll talk about the ending of 4, and we'll talk about what they did with her at the end of 4. But let's first talk about what we think of her in general. So what did you think of her character? What did you think of what they did with her, with the relationship with Jack? What did you think of all that?
I think she's a terrible, terrible character for the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Arguably the worst. And I know before people, which I'm sure some of you are already typing it up in the comment section before you even finish the video, that, while she was in, the Jack Sparrow books and she was part of his life and this and that, I don't care. I honestly don't care. None of those are canon, to be honest, especially after Dead Men Tell No Tales, how that kind of eliminated one of the books entirely, basically. That means those aren't canon. So to me, for myself, it's ironic that it was on the History Channel, because I erased her from Pirates of the Caribbean, history. She's history in my brain, because she's just, I get what they try to do. It was an old love interest for Jack Sparrow, kind of getting a peek into who Jack was rather than who he is. I get that. Okay, cool. But she's a terrible character. She's annoying. Blackbeard wasn't good. She's worse. I don't even know what it is about her. I don't know if it's because sometimes you can't understand what she says. The only good line, and only almost good, well, not the good scene, but the only good line that I think she has in that movie is when Jack realizes that she's the captain, and she's steady as she goes. That was the only thing that she said that I was oh, actually, that part was cool for her. That was it. That's pretty bad, because she was in, almost 95% of the movie.
So how do you think they handled her with Jack and her with Black, and basically her as the secondary villain, you could argue?
Yeah, you can, especially how she... So, it doesn't make sense, because, you could tell that she's not, in love with Jack, but you can tell that, she will confide kind of in Jack. Not, I know that she lied to him, but like lied by lying, by telling the truth or something like that. But like she definitely does like confide in him a little bit. And what didn't make sense, like, and Jack actually did, like, you actually see a little bit of Jack, like, true Jack, or like how Jack actually cares about people. Like, he's not like in love with her. I don't even think he really like cares feeling wise all that much for her, but cares for her as a person, like, because supposedly wasn't canon. I don't care. She was part of his past. But like he's trying to tell her, like, your father does not care about you. He's using you. And but like she doesn't really listen, and then she kind of does. And then like Jack saves her in the end, but then like is like mad that like Jack did that. But like, did she like not understand that he was going to take her youth away from her? Like, I don't, or Blackbeard, not Jack. Blackbeard was going to take her youth away from her so that he could be like, so he could gain like some years. Like, why would you be mad at Jack? Like, you care about your father that much that you're willing to die? Like, it just doesn't even make sense, honestly. Like, even script-wise or anything, because like we haven't seen anything from like for Blackbeard to show how much he cares about Angelica for her to really like want to lay her life. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even fit to me.
Watching it again, honestly, like, and with commercials and stuff, and with me not being heavily invested, it actually was better watching it yesterday than it was when I watched it in the marathon. I think having it being separated from 3 and 2, like, the epicness is definitely not there, but having it separated from like a marathon, or if you're comparing it while you're watching it, it wasn't as bad watching. I actually like kind of enjoyed a lot of parts to it, but the beginning, when she's introduced, is pretty cool. The fighting with Jack is fine. Like, that's all okay. And, you know, they try and play comedy with how he left her and stuff like that was kind of cool. And then, like you said, like when she, steady as she goes, that part. But then throughout the movie, you're right, like, she plays on and off again with Jack. Jack actually does care. She, you know, they make her Blackbeard's daughter, but she doesn't, like you said, what I think is the point is they've made a lot of very strong characters. Pirates characters don't do a lot of stupid things. Like in horror movies, when characters do the horror thing that you know that they shouldn't do, pirates a lot of time, like, actually I can't think, like, they're smart characters. They don't do the things that you would, you know what I mean? They're pretty smart. Angelica is the first one that is like that kind of stereotype. Like, she's going to do the stupid thing that you know it's going to happen. You know, when, like you said, Jack saves her, it's so obvious, and we've said it before, it's so obvious to us, the audience, that Blackbeard's evil. And I understand, like, obviously he doesn't see himself as evil and all that stuff, but like, it should be obvious to her that he does not care. And watching it, it's painful to watch it, and where she doesn't realize that he's a bad guy and she's using him. And so, like, if they gave, like you said, if they gave us motivation, or if they gave us reason to believe that she believes that he's good, like if they showed him do something good for her, then maybe we can understand, like, oh, you know, or maybe they tell you a story of how he found her, you know, like, you know, maybe he took care of her for like, if we had backstory, it would be more believable that she kind of owes him something. But as far as we know, she's just blindly loyal to him, when it looks like all we can see is that he doesn't care about her at all. He only cares about getting years for himself. So I think that was the main...
And she, like, just met him, too, like, recently.
Right, yep. Long lost and recently found is what she said.
Yeah, so it's like, so why do you gotta give your own life up? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
The ending I pretty much hate as well. Like, I don't like how even after Jack saves her and after it's really obvious Blackbeard was using her, she still, like, hates him. I do like the line when she says, like, I want to tell you something from the very first time I met you, I love you. And then Jack says, as have I, always have, always will. Like, that's a really good line from both of them. But like that doesn't save it. That was a good kind of send off, but it, like, she's not a good character. So why do you think, because we've seen a lot of comments of people that like her, what do you think people like about her?
Honestly, and I'm not like, I almost hate to say what I'm about to say, It's going to make some people mad, but it's a discussion anyways. Like, I just think that people's tastes, some people have, like, just not lower tastes, but they're not as, like, critical, I guess, maybe as us. And I think that's honestly the extent of it. Like, some people just watch movies, and you know, like, for us, what might be, like, a bad movie or a terrible movie, they're like, yeah, actually, that wasn't bad. That was pretty good. But, like, that wasn't bad. That was pretty good. Like, is almost every movie. You know what I mean? Like, even the, like, amazing ones, like, they don't appreciate. And again, like, that's in a way not a bad thing. I almost wish that I could be that way. Because sometimes, like, you know, like with Transformers 5, there's a bunch of movies, even like Mummy, which we didn't see. But there's so many movies that you almost wish that you could enjoy, but, like, it's just not a good movie because, we're almost, like, so critical in a way. But not as bad, like, as critics. But, like King Arthur, like, I actually thought that was a really good movie. It wasn't, like, a 20 out of 100. Like, so, I don't know. But I honestly think that's the extent of it because there can't possibly be, like, oh, she was super cool because she did this. Like, Elizabeth became a pirate lord. Elizabeth had the biggest arc from Pirates 1 to 3. Karina, like, she's a very strong... I mean, I know that we didn't see Karina before 4 and all that stuff, but now, like, female lead, I guess you can say, wise, or female supporting character-wise in Pirates, everybody has to think, at least by now, that Angelica is the weakest of all. Like, by far. I even think, like, Tiadama or / Calypso and even the Witch are stronger, better characters than her. And I don't know if it's just that Penelope Cruz, just maybe she's not a good actress, I don't know. But I truly think that's the extent of it, is that we're just more critical viewers, and we just kind of see, you know, like, art and move just like in a different way. And again, that's not a bad thing, but I think that's why a lot of you guys think, like, she's, like, a really good character. Because honestly, I mean, you could go ahead, like, explain if you have, like, a list of reasons, like, why, like, if you could compare or whatever. Go ahead and list it, and we'll definitely read it and reply, because maybe we're missing, like, something. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
I know, like, it's tough because, and she's in a lot, and she doesn't really do much. Like, I think one of the weaknesses of 4 as a whole, I mean, obviously, and we've listened to, you guys have commented that I had the suggestion of reviewing. John Swindle told us, suggested to us, and then we asked you guys, you know, we'll review 1 through 4, and a lot of people said, like, totally on board with that. So we'll review On Stranger Tides and really get into it. But I think a weakness of that movie was, ironically, when they split up, when Jack went to find the Ponce de Leon ship with the 2 chalices, it was good in the sense that we got to see a lot of Jack and Barbossa, which at that point is probably the strongest part of the movie. But on the flip side, you leave a weak supporting cast together with Blackbeard, Angelica, the priest, and Serena. So you leave, like, the weakest links all together. But Angelica just doesn't do anything. She's got the cool fight scene in the beginning with Jack, and the ending, she doesn't even fight, like Blackbeard and Barbossa fight. So she doesn't really do any, like you said, like this major, like, wow moment. Like, Elizabeth has quite a couple of those. But Angelica has, like, none. She's even stupid when she pulls the sword out and cuts herself. Like, you knew that was going to happen because, like, you knew the movie was going to do that. And to a sense, that's the movie's fault, but to another sense, that's, like, they put that on her character, in which case it's her character's fault. So, I don't know. She's an interesting case. Now, so to finish this video off, let's talk about the ending, because we've gotten too many comments, Tyler, about this ending. So let's talk about the before the post-credit scenes and then after. So before the post-credit scene, or the after-credit scene, she says she's pregnant. And Jack says, like, no, and she said, you were drunk, and he's like, I've actually never been that drunk. She's not pregnant. She's not pregnant, like, right?
No, she's not pregnant. Right. That she's obviously lying clearly lying because she doesn't want to be left on the island. Like, that honestly is not that hard to figure out. She's 100% not pregnant. How would she have been pregnant at one point? She's been pregnant for how many friggin' years? I mean, it literally isn't that hard to figure out. She's lying. She doesn't want to be left. She can't believe that he's going to leave her on the island. So she's saying anything she could think of that might make him, like, take her.
She even says that, like, she even said, she does mention arguably the Trident of Poseidon when she said there's a treasure that holds, or like all the riches of the sea and stuff. She says that, but like it's clear like she's saying it in a lying format. Like she's just throwing things to see if anything sticks. So let's put that out of it right now. Jack does not have a kid that we know of that the movies have introduced. Like obviously Barbossa is the same thing before Karina, but I think we both think, I don't think Jack having a kid is a good idea in the first place. I think you agree. So Penelope Cruz, Angelica is not pregnant. The after credit scene, Tyler. What are your comments on the after credit scene?
So again, like that, because people are like, but like I'm curious. What do you guys think on what she's doing with the doll? What do you guys think is going to happen? You think she's going to be in Pirate 6 with the doll? No, I don't. That's totally erased. That doesn't even matter anymore. Because they know that Pirates 4 did not do well. Like, it made a lot of money, but it was not received well. So they're trying to they're trying to avoid or, like, kind of forget about anything like that that they can. And, like, some people have even been like, well, Jack had bad luck because of the voodoo doll. A voodoo doll makes you do things like when Blackbeard threw it over the waterfall and then Jack's screaming. It's because he felt as though he was getting thrown. Or, if you stab a voodoo doll in the back, it feels like you're getting stabbed in the back. So you can't make somebody have bad luck with a voodoo doll. At least as far as I know. But, like, that's not... Well, first of all, go to our other video, because, like I said before, bad luck is not a curse. That was the stupidest thing they could have did in that movie, along with other stupid things. Bad luck is not a curse, but I can tell you 100% certainty that his bad luck did not come from Angelica and the voodoo doll, because she would have did it many years before, because this Pirates 5 takes place, so pretty sure that's not what it was. And yeah, like, she's likely either dead on the island. She's probably either dead or she was saved, and she's like nothing really now. So yeah, really that whole scene though is irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even count as anything because if it did, it would have been in this movie. The fact that they scrapped that character entirely tells you, like, she is no longer part of the Pirates of the Caribbean. They will never bring her back ever. So you don't have to ask, like, is she going to be in 6, 7, 8? She'll never be in the only movie she'll ever be in is on Stranger Tides. That's it. She'll never be mentioned either. Seen, other, or anything ever again.
It's just, like Tyler said, it's the way the movie was received. I mean, I'm sure, it's very possible, and I'm sure the plan was even to continue on with that kind of arc. Obviously, we know they were supposed to film 4 and 5 back to back. We know it was going to be a 4, 5, 6. They were going to do another trilogy. And we know that Johnny Depp turned down a female villain lead, which could very well have been Angelica. And we've talked about that before. And obviously, I think that's a great thing that he turned that down, because she wouldn't have been a good central villain anyway. But yes, it's pretty clear that could have been what they were going for. It's a way to bring Angelica back because, like you said, the voodoo doll can't make you do stuff, but you can, like, hurt people and do stuff like that with it. So I'm sure they had in mind a way to bring her back in 5 using the voodoo doll. But like you said, she's not in 5. They forgot as much as they could about 4 as possible. The priest is gone. Serena is gone. Blackbeard obviously is gone. Angelica is not in it, and Angelica was a main character in 4. The only people that are back is Scrum, who is in a very, very reduced role in 5, and then obviously Jack, Barbossa, and Gibbs. So you're right, like they would have had her back. She's not gonna be in these movies. Like you can't have the after credit scene to 4 be a factor in 6. Now I know you could argue, well, Will's son is in 3, but like that's not, no, that doesn't affect 5. Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't. That's not exactly how that works. That was just a way. Again, they thought they were ending the franchise after 3.
Well, see, no, like after credits for 3 does affect 5 because it kind of does lead into, you know, Henry and that character in a way. But the thing is though, they not, you know, from 1 through 3 they didn't have a bad movie. Then they had 4 where they didn't think it was gonna be what it was. It made probably what they thought, but it was not received as well as they thought. That's why it took so long for them to come up with the 5th, because they were going to do 5 and 6 back to back, and then all these different things happened. But like I said in other videos, comment sections, you might have already seen, or even with the collaboration video with SFZ. Literally the only things that they will continue to do, which are now all undone in 5, from 4, like, so Barbossa with the pig leg, they don't have a choice. Like, he all of a sudden can't have a leg again. So they have no choice but to have him have a pig leg in 5. The Black Pearl in the bottle, because of Blackbeard in 4, that has now been undone in 5. Unless we see in Pirate 6 Jack with a shirt off, he'll have to have that trident scar on his chest. Scrum, and other than that, that is all. Nothing else to 4 has any meaning, any existence at all. They basically, because Barbossa's dead. If you don't know that, spoilers, too late. But basically everything else, anything that happened in 4 is all undone. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, the Queen Anne's Revenge and the sword could be with Karina.
Well, the Queen Anne's Revenge, but see, we don't even know. The funny thing is, we don't even know what happens to I mean, we assume that it's passed on to his first mate or mates. But yeah, so the Queen Anne's Revenge and the Sword of Triton. But other than that, there's no connections to 4 whatsoever anymore.
We don't like her. She was the weakest. She is one of the central reasons, and again, we'll talk more about her. We'll probably have part of this again in the review, because she is arguably reason number 1 why that movie was bad. There's a lot of reasons why that movie doesn't hold up, but she is definitely a cause of that. So obviously we want to know what you guys thought of Angelica in Pirates 4. Let us know your opinion on her in general. You know, we have a lot of people that said they like her, and then like Tyler said, you know, explain yourselves, write your reasons of why you think she's a good character in the comments below. You guys, you know, we've been thinking of doing this video for a little while after seeing some comments, but there's a lot of people that have wrote comments about her coming back and about liking her, so we wanted to address this in a full video dedicated to her. So make sure you subscribe to Podcast Now, our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and share this video. Again, in 2 weeks, we are going to have another Pirates videos. 2 weeks 2 weeks on Friday, talking about Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow in Pirates 5. Who's to blame? Talk more about his character there. We will see you guys on the next Pirates video.